What's going on, fellas? Been a while, a long time since I've done a video, but here's one. Let me clean all of this shit out. I've been working on it. I haven't worked on it for a while, so that's why everything's just kind of piled in here. Come on, get out. Alright, so this wasn't fitting. Let me get some light for you guys. Voila. Alright, so the PMAS was not fitting right, but I made it fit just now. So the radiator, I sent it down. It was up here. Had to cut this with the, believe it or not, a hand saw. Grab it. This is what I used to cut it. It was pretty quick. Didn't take long. So with this same saw and that, I did not want my hood doesn't stay up anymore. Give me a second. Alright, anyways. So, there's some little tabs on the radiator. These are mounted on the radiator. Just cut them with the same saw. Here's one. Got the other one off the other side, and it slid right in between the chassis rails. Slipped in, and this was catching on the core support, so I decided to cut them out. You don't need them. I cut that one, and then there's another one, but I don't know where it's at. I really don't. But anyways, so the radiators will sit down. It'll sit lower, but it's still a little bit higher than the heads. So by that, it should still be alright with the cooling. You guys notice there's no harness. So the F-150 harness will not work with the control pack from Ford Performance. That being because the injector pulse on the F-150 engine is pinned differently. So I mean, in a sense, it's the same exact same timing. So really, what you could do basically is get a Mustang engine, drop it in an F-150, repin the connector to pulse the injectors correctly, and it'll work. That's it. That's the timing difference, supposedly. That's how they change the timing on these. It's not a tune. Tune can't do it. It's just gonna pulse out the same signal through the same wire. So the only way to get it fixed is to repin the harness. Luckily, the people at Power by the Hour, I spoke a lot with Frank Pezzo. He sent me a harness for an F-150 engine to work that was repinned for Mustang injector pulse, and it didn't work. Why? Well, because I got Mustang cams, Mustang timing. So I'm sending that back, and he's sending me Mustang, basically a stock Mustang engine harness. There's a price difference. It's more for the Mustang harness. I could have found it for cheaper, but I know PBH is a little bit more expensive than other websites or whatever, but the other websites don't even know what it is. They're selling you a part number, they don't know what the part does. PBH, you can call them and tell them what you're doing, what you need, and they'll explain to you what will work, what won't. So you're getting a service for the extra money you're paying for the part, and obviously great customer service comes along with that. So that's how I made this PMAS. It's gonna stick up like that, but when the hood closes, it should be all right. and I'll try to fabricate something. I mean, there's still a lot of space left in between the filter and the fender well, but I don't know. It's gonna stay like if whether I use this PMAS or if I use the stock airbox, it's gonna be in the same area, same location. It sucks, but everything's on, everything's hooked up, everything is fine and dandy. I am lacking a drive shaft still, which I should probably get sometime this week or next, and that harness should be here by the end of the week as well. So I'm hoping for a first start on Friday, maybe Saturday, after I get it plugged in, connected and everything. So once that's done, we should be in business. And then once I get the drive shaft wheel, I'll be able to roll her out nice and easy and go get the exhaust hooked up, and then tighten up any loose ends that may happen while I'm driving it around, getting the cycles in and all that good stuff. And I still have to do the logging. But it's been a long road. I'm still at 11 months in the project. Still have till April. April will be a full year. So I'm hoping to have it running and driving before then, because that would be forever. 11 months seems better than 12. So hopefully this works. Once I log it, plug everything back in, I'll put the MAF sensor, or the MAF sensor. That way it's sealed up, and have to weld in some brackets to hold the radiator in place, and then I guess cut the hoses to length, because it's lower, so it's shorter. The bottom one down there will be a pain in the ass. The bends are different from where it's at now, but that's pretty much it. We'll see if I can get a first start this weekend. I'm hoping so. Well, yeah, a first start. I've already started before, but obviously it was not timing right, and the injector pulse to the firing order was not. We're not on the same page, so it wouldn't fire at all when the fuel pump was running, but as soon as you would unplug the fuel pump, it would fire. So it's like once the cylinders would fill in, the chambers would fill in with fuel, and then it would cut the fuel. I'd shut the pump off, and then it would spark. Then with the fumes, it would want to start. That's how I got that first start that you guys saw on the video right before this one. I had to change the oil. The oil was filled with fuel, I think you guys saw a post of me removing the transmission off. I took the transmission off again because the reluctor wheel wasn't right. The reluctor wheel, I knew I had not installed it right, and that was the first thing that came to mind when it didn't want to fire on the first bass tune. So I took it apart, ordered a new reluctor wheel and a new flywheel, which the reluctor wheel sits between the crank and the flywheel, and then that gives us the crank sensor reading of when to fire spark or fuel, or both. And I replaced it with a Cobra Jet edition, I guess you could call it, a reluctor wheel for high RPM usage, and a new flywheel, new bolts, and put the transmission back on. It wasn't that bad, but it was a pain in the ass having to do it. So everything's back on, got a new starter for it. The ultimate headers did not work. I couldn't make them work, and they didn't have anything in their arsenal to send me that would work in that tight spot that I obviously have on the passenger side. For the header, I have no space at all, period. So I'm using the F-150 log manifolds. And whenever I get time, I will send it to a shop, a custom exhaust shop or something, where they can build me some headers, and they can keep the truck there and build me some headers for it. And that's probably the only way I'll ever have headers, just a custom set one-off. It's unfortunate. I really wanted headers on it because headers makes a difference, but try to make up with it with a driver mod. And there's your update for this. You'll be safe. Wash your hands. Don't run with scissors. Don't eat yellow snow. All that dumb shit they used to tell you when you were kids. Don't do it. Watch out with the Kung Flu, the Chinese coronavirus. Kung Flu. I like it. Well, guys, I'll leave it there. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Stay clean. And enjoy your quarantine. I'm out.